Good evening, everyone. The topic I've chosen is happiness. Happiness, according to me, is anything that makes a person feel good and nice from within. It is a person with a good state of mind. That is what happiness is all about, according to me. Happiness, for different individuals, has different meanings. It is very subjective to a person as it is directly related to an individual's thought process. For some, happiness might be the finer things of life, and for some, happiness might be the most materialistic things which are present in today's era. It's very subjective. I have been able to understand with this, with the time, that happiness has been something that varies in degrees, right? Happiness can be, there can be the things which give you more happiness as compared to some other things, right? There are things which give you more happiness and the things which give you less happiness. So it varies in degrees. And according to me, there are two things which have a great impact on happiness, on an individual's happiness. First is expectations. If a person expects more from himself or from others, there are more the chances that he will be less happier as compared to the person or an individual who expects less from himself and from others. So expectations play a great role in deciding a person's happiness. Similarly, jealousy is another thing which actually decides upon the happiness of an individual. Right? If you learn to be happy with others, in others' happiness, you will be more a happier person and more satisfied and content a person. Right? But on the other hand, if you're not happy and if you're jealous with others' success and if you do not learn to be happy in others' happiness, then you'll always be dissatisfied, not content, and a happier person. So I would like to conclude this by saying that happiness, a person who understands to live happily by finding happiness in the smallest and the finest of the things in life, by being happy in others' happiness, and being a person who's expecting less from others, will be more happier a person. So this world, if we want to make it a better place to stay in, we need more happier people and people who would make others happy. So let's be happy today and let's make someone happy. Thanks.
Good, very good. Your questions? Yes.
What is your mantra to stay?
Yes. What is your mantra to stay happy?
My mantra to stay happy, and it's very simple. I never compete with anyone else. The only thing that I compete is with myself. I have certain set standards for myself, and I keep striving towards them. And every time I do a thing that satisfies me or does not satisfy me, I'm happy. It's just that because I always know there's a constant room for improvement, so I keep improving upon the fact. It's not that something really leaves me dissatisfied or I would regret anything. I am very clear about the fact that everything that happens in this world has a reason. Everything that exists in the world has a reason. So I would never regret anything because whatever happens, happens for a good reason. Right? It's just that you just need to be good, you just need to be perseverant, you just need to be hardworking, and everything would happen. And everything would fall in place the way you want it to be. I'm a firm believer in God. And that's the only thing that makes me happy. So wherever I'm not happy, I remember Him. That gives me a lot of happiness. I believe that He is one person who He is a power who has given me all the happiness, has given me everything till now, and He'll be the one who will be giving me all the happiness in the future also. So I have a firm belief in Him, and that's what keeps me happy all the time.
Very good. Any other questions?
During your speech, you mentioned a line that those who expect more from themselves or others are not less happy. But don't you think that we have a right to expect out from our close friends? Because that's what friendship is all about. We do expect something out of it.
It's not about expecting, it's about trust. So when you are friends, you need to have a trust and a bonding between you. It's not about expectations. So for example, if I start expecting something from a friend of mine, and if he's not able to meet my expectation, it doesn't mean that I would go on and end the friendship. It's just that he never wanted to do that particular thing, or he was just not comfortable, or he did not think that way I did, right? So there are always the chances that what you might think and perceive of a person is not the same what he perceives of you, right? It's just that you need to give everyone their own spaces. You just need to do your bit just forget about others. You just need to be good to yourself, you just need to be good to others, and just forget about what other is doing. And it's just about trust and bonding, what I think, between friends, not about expectations. The day you start expecting from your friends, that will be a day wherein, things will start coming, and the troubles would start popping into your relationship.
See, one thing in this question answer is, questions should be focused and answers should be only relating to the question. Now he says, you have a right to expect
From your friends.
from your friends or from your relatives or whatever. Now you agree whether they should accept or not accept, you can say. Now I agree with you. You should not accept. You should not expect. In fact, expectation is the root cause of all your unhappiness, of all your problems. Don't expect. And what he says is trust. Yes, if you build up a trust, you will automatically get it. Work hard, not keeping in mind only the result, but be focused. Have a passion for the work, enjoy the work, and you will definitely get the result.
So some expectations tend to build with the trust, because of the trust we have.
No, but again, see, I have translated Gita into English. The core message is don't expect. The core message is don't expect, and if you don't expect, you will be at peace. You will be a happy person, and you will lose nothing. You will lose nothing. You will get all what you should get from friends, from others, from teachers, or from family, etc. But don't expect.
Just want to add
Yes.
point.
Yes.
Like, for example, if you do not have any expectations from a friend of yours, right? And if he or she even does a smallest of the thing for you, right? That will be a pleasant surprise for you, and that will make you a lot more happier than it would have, if you would have had expectations from him or her, and he would or she would not have been able to live up to your expectations. So that is how expectations play a huge role in making a person happy or unhappy.
Give him a big hand. Next.
Around us, we need to develop those relationships, which could be of any sort. Like, there should not be any judgments or biases. Any relationship, you have to develop a relationship with someone to sustain. To sustain this unrelenting journey of life, one needs to be able to share their moments of happiness with other people, and sometimes to lessen the burden, to feel light, you need to be able to share your moments of moments of sadness also. And trust me, there are friends. You will find friends who will agree to carry some share of your burden. So I believe that building these relationships is of utmost importance in your personal life as well as professional life in a very similar way. Thank you.
Good. Any questions?
No question? Thank you.
I again have the same topic as Nipun does, interpersonal relationships. He's covered most of the emotional part of the interpersonal relationship, so let me just stick to professional side. It's something that none of us need any introduction to. It's nothing that I could tell you more about. We've all been told about how important interpersonal relationship is to us through our 2 years of MBA, how important it is to move forward in your career because of interpersonal relationships. So basically, interpersonal relationship can be defined as relationship between two people. So let me start off with what is the importance of developing some interpersonal relationship with on a professional front and a personal front. It helps you, it gives you a lot more, when you're talking to a person, it gives you a lot more exposure into various aspects of the fields that he's been in that you are not present in. So for instance, if the person you're talking to is a traveler, so the relationship you build with that person will give you a lot more exposure into various cultures and traditions in other parts of the world which you have not really visited. It also, now this is the era of networking. This is the era of where interpersonal relationship is taken to a new level. it's gone online, it's gone virtual. Initially, interpersonal relationship was always a communication between two people face to face, but now it's a virtual interpersonal relationship that we could say. So that's gone. So socializing and networking has become a major part of our life, and if we do not focus on developing our skills on interpersonal relationships, it can be a step that we're taking backwards rather than forwards. So there are ruin their interpersonal relationship. So these are a few things that people have to take into consideration when they're trying to protect their interpersonal relationships, or they're trying to go forward with their interpersonal relationships. One could be the biggest the way a person ruins his interpersonal relationship is impulsive reactions. A person tends to always, like how Sir said initially, you act but don't react. So that's, by reacting is one way we always tend to lose our interpersonal relationships. Another thing could be thoughtless comments, which also comes with impulsive reaction, but thoughtless comments is again another way you could ruin your interpersonal relationships. When you're making intelligent conversations, to sustain your relationship with another person, it is always advisable to be knowledgeable. I mean, these are things that we've always been, everybody's told us. So these are ways with which we could ruin our interpersonal relationships, and working on them could help us sustain them. So that's basically what I wanted to say. So thank you.
Good. Any questions? Questions? No?
I've chosen the topic. Zubair has already given a wonderful speech on happiness, so I'll try to cover those that are not covered by him. Well, we all are human beings with feelings, and those feelings need to be expressed. And in my opinion, the best feeling, the wonderful feeling in our life is happiness. This life is given to us by God, which is really precious, and we need to appreciate it. We need to make the best out of it, and we need to stay as happy as possible. Everybody has their own definitions of happiness. Everybody has their own way of keeping themselves happy. Some people go and spend time with friends, relatives, and parents, and try to become happy. Some people are they try to become close to the nature and environment and try to make themselves happy. There are many ways in which you can make yourselves happy. It's just you have to you just have to choose that way. I would like to give an example of Shubhangi, my dear friend Shubhangi. She always says that I find happiness in doing small things for people. So it depends upon you, how you can make yourselves happy. Last but not the least, I would like to say one more thing, that by staying happy, you can make yourselves healthy and look beautiful. Because if you are happy, you'll smile, and smile obviously makes you look beautiful. So stay healthy, stay happy, look beautiful. Thank you.
Questions?
What is your way of making yourself happy? I try to spend as much as time with my loved ones, and that gives me so much of happiness.
Any other? Good.
The topic I have collected is confidence. Without confidence, one cannot live. There is no success without confidence. It can be either children, parents, youngsters, old people, anywhere. Confidence is one of the most important things in life. To give you an example, in this presentation itself, if everyone is here, a total bookworm, and a person with confidence but have 50-60% knowledge about what the topic has to be said. And the bookworm doesn't have the confidence to speak. He knows each and everything, but he doesn't have the confidence to speak. There goes he down. And the person with 50 or 60% knowledge gives a confident presentation in front of everyone. He gains the claps, and the bookworm just keeps quiet. There the confidence plays a big role. And for us, we are also a confident people. That's why we are selected as a management in sales and marketing. Sales is one of the things that you have to speak to people. You have to speak, and
voice modulate, everything should be in a proper condition so that the customers or the guest would be happy with your whatever you say and confident about you and take the product whatever is necessary. So I'm happy with that because I've been selected in the Leela campaigns as a front office executive. The sales and marketing. I was working as a front office executive. That gave me the confidence to come back to the Leela as the management in sales and marketing. So what I would like to say that if there is confidence in you, success is besides you. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. So, ask him questions.
You said that anyone having 50-60% knowledge but has the confidence, that is better than someone having full knowledge but not having the confidence to speak it. But it always said that partial knowledge is dangerous than having no knowledge. So
but I gave the example of the person is asked to give a speech in front of everyone. If a bookworm have full knowledge of the book, 100%, but if he doesn't speak in front of anyone, who will get the information?
What if you don't have the complete knowledge, you speak wrong,
No, I said 50 or 60%. I never said that the 40% remaining are wrong. The 50 or 60%, whatever knowledge he has, he confidently gives it. That's the right one. But the person with 100% knowledge doesn't give not even a percent of knowledge, information to anyone. What's the use? He's with them, that's it, nothing else.
So I'll add, yes, what he says is, if you have 50-60% knowledge, you talk about that. I will add the things that you don't know, you should have courage to say. Hey, look,
yeah, that
I don't.
Maybe that is what he meant.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I am adding, okay, look, you all should have. Nobody is expected to know everything under the sun. And never be afraid of making mistakes because it is.
That's how you learn.
That's how you learn.
And the people who doesn't have confidence will pamper.
Absolutely.
That's all the answers would be. But the presentation would come in. And the person with confidence, with 50, he would be like this. He would be answering in that position. So that's the confidence that plays a major role in it.
Absolutely. Any other question, please? Good.
One question.
Yeah.
Sometimes a person is very confident, but something happens, his confidence is shaken. Now my question is, how does a person regain the confidence very quickly? I mean, how does he, depending upon the event that happens?
Only one thing, be positive. That's all. Be positive. You never can shatter from your confidence.
Time is the best.
Time is the best. Because anyhow, there will be people with overconfidence too.
Overconfidence is
confident, that's only. You have to be confident. Not overconfident, not at all any confidence. Not in that position, absolutely. Be positive.
Good. Very good.
I'm here again with the same topic, confidence. For me, confidence is something that each and every one of us are here to strive for. Confidence is the ability. Confidence is a sort of ability. I mean, if you have confidence in you, the simplest thing is, it gives courage to stand in front of others, in front of everyone, and put forth your point. Believing in yourself itself gives confidence. The thing where confidence gets shattered is when this persistent, the success is not a part of your way. That's where you actually get shattered, your confidence gets shattered. So at that point of time, the best thing an individual can do is keeping his nerves. Status of a person should never be an obstruction while you speak, while you approach. And that's one major thing where you should be able to show your confidence. Unawareness, ignorance, literacy, nervousness are the causes where a person's confidence can get shattered. I don't say it's inborn, but yes, you have many programs. Your confidence can be built up with experience, maturity, with the age. So even if you have to dream, and if you have a vision in your dream, and if you want your dream to come true, the only way you can do is by having confidence in whatever you do. Thank you.
Good. Any questions? Questions? Yes.
Everyone has been talking about confidence. Where does that confidence actually comes from?
That's what I said. It's either can be inborn, or it can be See, I'll tell you. When I came here, I'm not a confident person at all. Trust me. But I don't think I try to put forth it in that way, because the only simplest thing that I do is, whenever I come here, before I give a speech, I actually take in a breath and I exhale, because that gives a lot of confidence. The other thing is just being positive. I mean, right now when I was here, I was sort of confident enough. But when I was giving my introduction, I think I gave a pretty good and good enough introduction. But the only way I did it was because when I came here, I just had one thing in my head, that was, okay, if I'm here, I've given a lot of interviews, I've given a lot of elocutions and debates, I've been into a lot of debates. So it shouldn't actually shatter my confidence that, okay, I'm not going to get nervous.
You are a little scared.
Yeah, I'm not going to get nervous. And if you keep saying that to yourself while you give your speech, and if you think, okay, my speech will be one of the best speeches, and I can deliver what's there in my thought, what's there in my mind, I think your speech or your confidence builds up automatically.
And just adding to your point, having proper knowledge on the subject and thorough preparation is also
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's it. I mean, that's
just
covered
adding
by
to what you
Yes,
said.
yes, absolutely right. Oh, it's important.
Just want to contradict one point.
Yeah.
In my opinion, confidence can never be inborn. It is something which has to be acquired. It is something which comes.
No, it's not always like that.
My presentation will give the answer.
It's not always
Because I've
involved.
heard
I
that
feel.
even the best speakers like Amitabh Bachchan and all, they get sometimes they also get nervous before speaking.
She's absolutely right. Now let me here point out the best of speakers sometimes in certain circumstances, that is why I pose to you. If in case you feel that your voice is not with you, you go somewhere and do this ba 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 boo, so that energy comes. Yes, the best of speakers also sometimes have a problem. They have butterflies in their stomach. Yeah. So the only thing is the experience. Those number of such situations will decrease, and with experience you will. Churchill used to say that when I stand up and speak, I feel that there is a block of ice in the pit of my stomach. But the good thing is that as I go ahead, the ice melts away. Yeah. So therefore, you have to.
It comes with age, it comes with
Yes.
maturity, it comes with experience.
With experience, with practice.
So moreover with belief and exposure.
Yes.
If you are not-
Practice, and one word which I did not say during this day, that is abhyas. What is abhyas?
Yeah.
Abhyas to me, and that's how I define it, abhyas is practice with devotion, with a passion to learn. So all these things, practice, devotion, and a passion to learn. Passion to learn comes first, then devotion, then practice. All these are equally important. And that will give you always enough confidence to face anything under the sun. Good. Give him a big hand.
Aggregate of features and traits that form an individual. In other words, it is a moral or ethical quality of a person. Character is representation of a person in a narrative form representing his social background, class, and personality. For characteristics to different people means different. For instance, character, particularly when enacted by an actor in the theatre or cinema, involves illusion of being a human being. And in literature, character guides the user through his stories and helps him to understand the plot and theme of the story. Thus, the study of character requires an in-depth knowledge of one's personality, mannerisms, and traits.
Very good. Very good. Now ask us questions. Yes, ask.
Just have a very simple question. How do you actually, define a good character or a bad character?
That is for character. First instance, you just cannot judge someone and looking at him. You need, and that's what I said. You need an in-depth analysis of someone's character, and that is how you can judge it is good or it is bad.
I'll answer that.
Sure.